Hey, this is Obelix speaking, doing a One Piece chapter review, 991. We started with the cover page, and I guess the reunion of the family is finally happening. Hopefully this is over. We'll see what happens in the next chapter. And we start off with the disaster that X-Ray just took out one of the numbers. And we see he's getting a flashback of Kobe and telling him about Luffy, and X-Ray doesn't really understand what's going on. And Luffy is like, I've seen you before, and X-Ray is pretty much like, our goals are pretty much the same, but I can't tell you the reason. And Zoro surprisingly says like, no, like there's too much confusion. No, we can't accept him. So Zoro is on point here. He's kind of right because he's still a Marine, so that could cause him problems later on. But he's part of Sword, so I don't understand the position of Sword in the Marines yet. So we have to see what they're up to be able to truly determine he's like a negative outcome to the Straw Hats. And also Frankie and Jinbei are against it, but Luffy shuts them down. Well, Frankie and Jinbei gets shut down. Zoro still continues with his rant. Luffy tells him, okay, he's on our side, and that has to do with his hockey. He can hear the true feelings of people, and he knows like he's being genuine. And Ulti are on the attack. Page 1 and Ulti, which is pretty cool. They're headed straight for Straw Hat. Sanji realizing Ulti is a cutie, like, man. And then we get an Usopp moment, and this is hilarious. Where he starts like talking for Nami, and Nami's just like silent and like slaps Usopp. That is classic One Piece comedy. But this also sets up Ulti and Page 1 versus Usopp and Nami, which on paper they should not win. Like, their physical strength is just like, if they get hit once, it's pretty much game over for them. But then again, Usopp is taking a lot of damage and still comes back up. But as for Nami, like, I don't think she can take that much damage. And if we have forgotten, Ulti required a gear 4th for Luffy to be able to take her out. Well, presumably take her out. So we don't know the outcome of that. So I don't see Nami being gear 4th power level. So I hope something creative happens in this fight. We'll see what happens. And then here, surprisingly, Sanji and Luffy are headed straight to Kaido. So Sanji is down to fight Kaido, like straight up. But then Luffy gets a sensing observation haki, and Apu is back in action with his sound attack. And we also find out that Apu is pretty much like a tamer for the numbers. Like, he controls them with his music, which is surprising. But then they are dumbed down, so they are kind of like mentally not there. And we see that Apu is like crying like they got defeated. But one of them gets up Hachi, and Hachi is ready for action. He's like using the other one as a battery ram. So this is going to be interesting. And we have to see the durability of these numbers. I wonder if the other ones are going to get up or they're completely not count. Because Frankie states that he didn't pack enough cola for this. You're attacking one of the Yonkos. You should have like a limitless supply of cola. Or at least 100 in stock for this. Like, I thought you were preparing for this. Since they got to Wano, he's like, I don't have enough cola for this. Because I believe the Shogun Frankie runs off cola, and once it runs out, like, he can't use it. It's pretty much Frankie's original form. So, and then Jinbei coming in with the clutch here, like telling Frankie to move out because, you know, the samurais aren't gonna last with the number rampaging around. So it's pretty much gonna be Frankie versus Hachi. So we'll see where this goes. I pretty much think Frankie should win because he already knocked out one of them, so he should win. And then we see Zoro and Drake fighting, clashing, and Zoro tells him like he's still hiding where he's standing. He's still hiding his true position, and that is true. And then Apu is like I'm gonna call in more wake up the rest of the numbers. And both Zoro and Drake agree like he's a nuisance. Let's take him out. And they're like tag teaming, and like Apu is sweating. He's like, what? He's like sweating hard. Like, oh no, Drake and Zoro. No, like, this dude is gonna need some serious backup, some serious power to be able to fight them off. So we'll see. But then again, this gets break off in the next chat in the next page, as we see that finally Queen is entering the stage. He shoots with a Gatling gun. He brings out a Gatling gun out of nowhere. So, and then like Zoro does state that that's a weird weapon. So I guess he's never seen a Gatling gun, which is weird. But then Drake states something ominous like, unless those bullets are, and since Queen is known as Queen the Plague, they're probably some sort of disease bullets, or some sort of, they're gonna cause some sort of illness that are gonna slow down potentially Drake and Zoro, which is okay, I guess. And then we see a skip fight happening, and this is Kaido's a Chad. Kaido steps in before they get the killing blow on Jack, because Jack has been defeated off screen. Tusk has been broken. He has a sword impaled in his trunk, and he's like taken out. He's like, he collapses, and that's enough. Kaido's like, I ain't gonna stand by and watch as you kill one of my lead performers, which he states he handpicked, which is interesting, because Queen and King were picking on him as being like a drag down, like he's always dragging him down and not performing well. But I think Jack is pretty powerful because he fought against Fujitora, Sengoku, and Otsuru. Like, those guys are no joke. So, and he just got minor injuries, and then he came in Zunisha, and he's still back up and running. Like, so Jack should be back up. And also, we haven't seen his hybrid form. Why doesn't he go in hybrid form? Maybe he's not awoken, or he can't do it. So this tells me that Jack is gonna come back, and we finally get to see Nekomamushi and Inorashiki in their Zulan form, and they are looking pretty beastly. Inorashiki looks like a fox spirit, like a fox, like a nine-tailed fox, and Nekomamushi, well, he looks like almost like a tiger or like a lion type lion. And we see like this has caused many casualties, like on both sides. Like, oh, I think the entire army of the Minks are down, and the forces that Jack brought are down, because we see one of the numbers down too, and Jack is still huffing and puffing, so they're probably not dead. And finally, Kaido's gonna step in and start attacking, and he charges up a blast breath, and Kinemon actually cuts this blast breath in half, because he can cut any fire, and also cuts Kaido's mouth, so which is, I guess, expected in a way, but also not. Also, like, I don't know where this is gonna go. Is this, they're nerfing Kaido even more? So Kaido's blast breath gets blown out, and we see it in the skull. Like, this blast breath was huge, because it covers a portion of the huge. And as we know, Onigashima is enormous, so that also testaments to the size of Kaido. And this is pretty much where the 1% is coming back in clutch, because they're saying like, let us die here, but we're taking you out. They're not taking Kaido out. Like, I could see one of them dying and the other one just being straight up defeated, like Kaido, because Kaido is looking like super serious in the final page. His eyes are all glared out, and he's looking like he's angry. So we're gonna see where this next chapter goes. I'm hoping some casualties from the scabbards, possibly Kinemon, because Kinemon is the one who's like on the front lines of, I gotta die for Odin. But it's pretty impressive that he was able to cut not only the blast breath, but Kaido himself. And we're gonna finally see, this is pretty much the last people standing up there. It's Kaido versus the scabbards, pretty much, with an extra one, which is Okiko's brother. I forgot her name. Well, whatever, I'll remember eventually. And we'll see where this battle goes. I hope we see a casualty, and I hope Kaido doesn't get like seriously injured. But then again, he's a Zoan, or is he a Zoan? Because Kaido's fruit is weird. Like, I don't know. Can he recover like Zoan types? Where does the immortality come in clutch here? Like, it's stated that he's immortal. So is his fruit special? That's what I believe. His fruit has to be special, and that's what grants him immortality. So we'll see where this goes. Out of The only negative sides of this chapter is the skip fight between Jack and Nekomamushi no Ashika, which has been foreshadowed since Zou, pretty much. Which leads me to believe this is not going to be the last fight. They're going to refight. They're going to have a rematch. And it's going to be Kaido's hybrid form. Jack's hybrid form versus regular Nekomamushi and regular Inuashiki. This is how they're going to fight. And they're probably going to win because, this is Sonnen. The good guys always win. But I would hope they take it now. Again. Or maybe, we don't know the outcome of this. We still have to see yet. Because he skipped this fight, so Jack could potentially be down for good. But I hope not. Anyway, the chapter is good. It's just a skip fight that's the negative side. But other than that, we had progression. We have fights pretty being established, which he's been doing that a lot. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Peace out.